From the outside looking in, Kierra Sheard and Jordan Kelly seemed like the perfect couple, the kind of love story that people admired and even dreamed of for themselves. Their wedding was nothing short of spectacular, almost like a royal event in the world of gospel. Kierra, being the daughter of gospel royalty, shined not only for her unmatched voice but also for finally finding what appeared to be her true love. Jordan, a respected businessman, was praised for his devotion to faith and his steady character. Together, they projected an image of a modern Christian marriage filled with love, prayer, and unity. To many, it seemed as though their relationship had been written in the heavens. But what no one expected was how quickly that perfect image would begin to crumble. Everything shifted the moment Kierra sat on stage during a women's conference in Detroit. She was beautifully dressed, her radiant smile intact, but behind that smile, she carried the weight of a heavy heart. As the conversation at the conference turned toward the topic of marriage, Kierra grew quiet, and after a long silence, her eyes filled with tears. With the audience holding its breath, she admitted that her marriage was not the fairy tale people believed it to be. She revealed that there were nights she cried herself to sleep and days when she felt crushed under the pressure of being both Kierra the gospel star and the wife Jordan needed. The crowd gasped in shock. This wasn't the polished, confident Kierra they were used to seeing. But the most startling part came when the cameras caught Jordan himself, seated in the front row. His face was stiff, his eyes glued to the floor, not once looking up. The silence in the room grew heavier as Kierra went on, saying that she felt suffocated by the expectations of her family, her church, and social media. Yet at home, she was just a woman struggling to hold everything together. That raw honesty froze the room. And soon, clips of her tearful confession began spreading across the internet like wildfire. Fans were divided. Some wondered if this perfect couple had been unraveling all along, while others debated whether Kierra was revealing her struggles honestly or hinting at something much deeper inside her marriage. This is where the story took a dramatic turn. According to insiders, Kierra's confession on stage wasn't simply a spur-of-the-moment breakdown. The night before the conference, she and Jordan had reportedly engaged in a tense and emotional conversation in their hotel room. Exhausted and restless, Kierra told him she could no longer pretend everything was fine. She admitted she was suffocating under the constant pressure. Jordan, visibly frustrated, warned her about the consequences, reminding her that every word she spoke in public could easily become tomorrow's headline. He begged her not to turn their marriage into a scandal. But Kierra stood her ground and told him she was done lying. She had carried this secret burden for too long. The words she shared on stage weren't just emotional, they were her release, the truth she had been holding back for years. When the clips of her confession hit social media, chaos erupted. Within hours, platforms were flooded with videos of her crying on stage. Some fans applauded her bravery, calling it refreshing to see someone from gospel royalty openly admit that marriage was not always easy. They felt her honesty gave a voice to countless women who had been silently carrying their own struggles. But not everyone was supportive. Critics blasted her for making private matters public. One harsh comment went viral: "Pray about it, don't post about it." Soon, memes appeared comparing glamorous photos of her wedding day with her teary moment at the conference. People began questioning whether the fairy tale had always been nothing more than an illusion. The fallout didn't just affect Kierra, it dragged Jordan into the spotlight as well. Normally quiet and uninterested in public attention, Jordan suddenly became the target of endless speculation. Some accused him of failing to support his wife, while others suggested he was the victim of her oversharing. Hashtags like #PrayForKierra and #MarriagePressure began trending. YouTube commentators jumped on the drama, posting long videos predicting separation or even divorce. Rumors spread at lightning speed, and before long, unconfirmed gossip was being treated as fact. As the chatter grew louder, supposed insiders began coming forward. One claimed that Kierra had once gone to counseling alone because she felt her communication with Jordan was breaking down. Another alleged that Jordan frequently clashed with members of the Sheard family, especially over decisions like where the couple should live or how often they needed to attend family events. A separate source claimed Kierra once confided, "Sometimes I feel like I'm married into a second church." These whispers painted a picture of a marriage plagued by hidden cracks. Then, an old interview of Jordan resurfaced. In it, he nervously admitted he hadn't been prepared for the overwhelming level of attention that came with marrying Kierra. At the time, he laughed it off, but fans rewatched the clip as though it had been a warning sign. Around the same time, fresh rumors surfaced about financial disagreements, suggesting that the couple argued over business ventures and public appearances. Though none of these claims were confirmed, the timing of their reappearance made it seem as if the marriage was unraveling in real time, right before the public's eyes. As days turned into weeks, the pressure mounted. Insiders began leaking details of tense arguments at home. One church staff member alleged that after a Sunday service, Jordan confronted Kierra in their private office. In a sharp tone, he reportedly asked, "Do you know what you started?" With tears streaming down her face, Kierra allegedly replied, "I spoke my truth. I can't carry your silence anymore." The tension escalated. According to that account, Jordan slammed his hand against the desk and accused her of making him look weak in front of the world. Kierra snapped back, "You made me feel weak in my own home." These private battles revealed just how strained things had become behind the scenes, even as the world continued debating their image. The ripple effect reached their church community. Some elders urged the couple to seek counseling together, worried that the scandal could damage not only their marriage but also Kierra's ministry. Others, however, believed her openness might actually serve as a blessing, showing that even those in the spotlight struggled. One pastor even suggested that Kierra's honesty might free many women who had been silently carrying similar burdens. Still, behind closed doors, there was growing fear that the damage might already be irreparable. That fear reached Kierra's father, Bishop Kierra Sheard, who eventually stepped in. Concerned about the impact on their family's legacy, he reportedly told Kierra during a private family meeting, "You don't fight battles in front of the congregation." But Kierra stood firm, replying, "Daddy, I've been fighting alone for too long." Her words revealed a painful truth. Was she finally choosing herself over the image her family had built for decades, or was she risking everything they stood for? This wasn't just a story about a struggling marriage, it was about faith, family, reputation, and legacy all colliding.